New at 6, for the first time, we're hearing from the Fire and Police Commissioner who is spearheading an effort to get the police department to change its pursuit policy.
This comes just days after TMJ4 obtained an FPC memo outlining recommended changes to Chief Jeffrey Norman.
What message do you think this would send to reckless drivers who flee police?
Hardcore reckless drivers are not the ones who are not going to be pursued as a consequence of this policy.
In a one-on-one interview, investigative reporter Ben Jordan spoke with FPC Vice Chair Bree Spencer about why she thinks it's time to scale back reckless driving pursuits.
An FPC letter shows the Milwaukee Police Chief now has less than a week to make a decision on these recommendations. The FPC Vice Chair believes change is needed to make roads safer, while others think it could embolden reckless drivers. How much did the 9 pursuit deaths in 2025 factor into this decision?
Significantly. Absolutely. It's not acceptable.
If you ask Fire and Police Commissioner Bree Spencer, MPD is chasing far too many reckless drivers. Last year, MPD data shows 76% of pursuits fell in that category.
It is way too dangerous of a tool to be using to remedy something like someone's having an expired tag and they didn't pull over when you tried to pull them over.
The FPC unanimously agreed to send Chief Jeffrey Norman this letter outlining the recommended changes. One would prohibit officers from chasing drivers for reckless driving observed after an attempted traffic stop. Another would require the department to terminate pursuits if officers believe continuing it would increase the danger to the public.
About 4 people who died last year died on the back of a pursuit like that.
Spencer says FPC research determined if those changes are adopted, MPD would see a 15% reduction in chases, which adds up to about 150 fewer pursuits each year based on MPD data. But retired detective Eric Dreger thinks that figure would be much higher.
It's less a policy and more a surrender flag to the reckless drivers. All they have to do is drive away. More criminals drive away.
No, it's not true. It is a wild misreading of the policy.
Under what scenarios would MPD still be able to chase for reckless driving if this were to go into effect?
Reckless driving they witness before a traffic stop. Reckless driving after a traffic stop if there's a more serious reason for the stop. So if it's someone that they believe has committed a homicide, for example.
It's arguably the Fire and Police Commission's most significant effort to change MPD's chase policy since 2017, when the FPC forced MPD to start chasing reckless drivers. Do you think the decision in 2017 was a mistake?
I don't think we should have as permissive of a pursuit policy as we do.
Spencer says her push leans on national research and Department of Justice recommendations that suggest reckless driving pursuits are more dangerous than they're worth. What would you say to those who fear that this would allow a portion of reckless drivers to terrorize the streets without facing an immediate consequence?
I would reinforce the idea that this is an incremental change, not what happened before, not a 0 to a 1. It's meant to be surgical in its approach to the police pursuit universe in Milwaukee.
MPD told me Chief Norman has yet to make a decision on these recommendations. However, if he rejects it, the Common Council could force a policy change on a 2/3 vote. Reporting in Milwaukee, Ben Jordan, TMJ4 News.